Declan and Gina here. If you haven't already, subscribe to our channel. Today, let's talk about going to the movies with baby. So this is something that a lot of parents just avoid. We went to the movies with Declan until, let's see, November. So until he was 7 months old, which is a really long time, I feel like. That was the tail end of our little break from the movies with Declan for a while. So, going to the movies with baby is not really that hard. What you should do though is be prepared before. Make sure you bring everything you need. I bring my stroller in and I leave it down by the handicap seating. I've not had a trouble with this in any of the theaters for the most part. Also, make sure you bring various things for him that could occupy him. Age appropriate toys, like, let's see, when he was really little, we would even just bring little blankets or washcloths. He loved to play with those. Always had extra pacifiers. Big tip, bring your pacifier clips. You're going to be supervising baby 24/7. There's no reason you can't clip that onto him or her. But I was having the best time at the movies. It was just Declan and I. We went to go together, and he had dropped one pacifier on the ground, and he really needed a nap. And at this point, he really loved having his pacifier to fall asleep. But I dropped it, and very fortunately, I had the second one on a pacifier clip, so I was able to clip it onto him. But had I lost both, I could have been digging for things, and then I would have had to go and possibly clean it off because the theater floor is kind of nasty. So I think pacifier clips and pacifiers, toys that are age appropriate, and toys that are quiet. But those are the big things you really need to bring. Maybe a snack for him. Make sure if you have little one on a feeding schedule that you're really being thoughtful of it. We fed him, and we still feed him on a schedule, but we had been feeding him every 2 to 3 hours when he was that age. And I would plan my movie times accordingly to his feeding schedule. I might get there 30 minutes early, feed him, and I knew he was going to take a nap then. We also brought to some of the theaters, they have these awesome theaters here with reclining chairs, the big Regal ones. We love them. My husband and I went maybe 3 times to the movies with him. We brought his Bobby pillow and laid him on there. We went when he got a little bit older. This was the one we went at 7 months. We actually ended up getting him his own chair then, and you'll see some pictures of it. We put his Bobby pillow in the chair with a tray, and before the movie, you eat there, and he sat and had the best time just playing. And I will say, during the movie for that one, you did get a little bored, but that's okay. We ended up still having his stroller with us, so we could take him in it, and we just stood in the aisle and rocked him for a little bit. So I think up until about 6 months, though, there really should be no issue with going to the movies. Like I said, we probably went maybe 6-7 times total with him up until the time he was 7 months old, and only had trouble once. Now, I warn you, went to go to one of the theaters, and I was a little frustrated at the theater where people don't always go a lot, and we were going to see a rated R movie with my fast asleep 3-month-old newborn, and they told me I could not bring him in because it was a rated R movie. I did call corporate, and they told me that it's not exactly Regal's policy, but each theater is allowed to determine. When I asked the manager, they told us that that was their choice and they didn't want him in the theater. I personally really felt like they just didn't want a baby in the theater, which is fine. I can understand why some people wouldn't, but that's also why we chose a theater on a Tuesday night where there were very few people going, and with the expectation of leaving if there was a problem. I really think, though, that it is something doable, and I think you should try it, especially kids' movies. His first movie he went to see was Turbo, and he absolutely loved it. All the bright colors and the music and sounds, he really enjoyed it. He's not putting on a good show for me right now, which, again, this is why we don't bring him at 7 months. Or he's 9 months now. I think he's just too mobile and needs to be entertained a little more, but that's okay. But enjoy your little babies at the movies up until about maybe 5-6 months, see how mobile they get, and then we'll be going back to the movies as soon as we can start understanding a little more what's going on. And I still highly recommend kids movies, especially for the moms times, because we had such a great time going for the summer free movies. But that's it. So enjoy your movies. Can you say bye, Declan? Say bye-bye. What you doing, buddy? Are you at the movies in the fancy seat? Hope you like your chair. Your dad got you a seat, buddy. There you go, baby. Happy movies.
We need C9, right?